Shalom, shalom, Israel. First of all, I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, and I do so by Hashem and Mashak Yahushua. Second of all, I'd like to give double honor and glory to the elders who taught us this truth and paved the way for us to come in and grow in this truth. I'd also like to give a strong shalom to the brethren who are diligent in this truth, seeking after righteousness and flee from the lust and cares of this world. But today, I'd like to come back with a quick video on contend for the faith. Because, we gotta, in any way we can, we gotta contend and preach this faith. Now, of course, if you can, of course, you show a brother or sister, you introduce them to this truth once or twice, and they don't listen, you reject them as a heretic. I can't find that verse now, but if you can, please comment it. But this video is more of when people are backbiting and you're having a debate with them. How you need to they're saying something against the faith, in an argument or something, or they're try to prove to me that the Most High is real, or being an Israelite is real. But the first verse I wanted to get is the book of Jude chapter 1 and 3. Jude chapter 1 and 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the coming salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. Now the old English might trick some of us up, but let's try to read this in the newer version, the NLT. Dear friends, I have been eagerly planning to write unto you about the salvation we share, but now I find that I write about something else, urging you to defend the faith that God has entrusted once for all. That God had entrusted once for all time to his holy people. So we Israelites have that faith, and say a Muslim or a Christian or anybody tries to come up against the faith and tries to debate us, then we gotta contend for the faith and prove the faith. But the other place you can go to link the book of Jude 1 and 3 with is 1 Peter 3 and 15. 1 Peter 3:15. But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts. So we need to set the Most High high in our hearts. Reading on, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear. Be always ready to answer about this truth. But if you don't believe me, let's try to read this in another version, because the old English again trips me up sometimes too. NLT. Instead, you must worship God you must worship Yahushua as Lord of your life. Reading on, and if someone asks you about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. More so the second part. Which obviously, I'm not saying you don't believe on Yahushua, because you got to believe on Yahushua. But I didn't really read this going into this video, so I can't really explain the context right now. But we're more so focused on the second part when it says, and if someone asks you about your hope as a believer, be ready to explain it. So say somebody wants to debate you or just wants to talk to you about what you believe, be always willing to explain faith, so the Most High can convince themselves. But anyways, this is just my quick video on contend for the faith. I pray y'all pray for me as I pray for y'all, and I pray y'all pray for each other. Don't go celebrating no 4th of July. We're still slaves in this captivity, or whatever captivity we're in, until we get the land. But I always want to get edified, and I pray y'all pray for me. I pray for y'all. I'm gonna pray for each other. But I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, and I do so by Hashem and Mashak Yahushua. Shalom.